Welcome to January 2021. The year is underway. Some of your plans are already taking place, and some of us are actually having to reassess the plans or the goals that we made and said, is this really going to work? One of the plans that has been designed for us to participate comes through our discipleship program. You know about it because you're watching right now, so thank you for engaging. This month of January, we're being invited to consider how might we make things right. You know, I first heard that line, I thought, wow, that's a good thought. And then all of a sudden, I started realizing that that's a very intrusive statement, making things right. On the face of it, of course, we want to make things right. But then when I stopped to think about it, I realized that if I have to make things right, that means I made something wrong. That means that I made a mistake. That means that I have responsibility. And if there's anything in this world that is just so intrusive, it's the idea of personal responsibility. I much rather have the freedom of blaming somebody else. I feel far more comfortable with pushing responsibility away from myself. But making things right, especially in the character attribute of humility, it confronts me. It might confront you. But I also believe it's one of the healthy invitations that we have in the character of Jesus. After all, can you think of anybody who was more influential, who shaped society more powerfully, who actually became powerful in presence and personhood without needing to puff himself up? So learning the attribute of humility as we find it in Jesus might be one of the most healing experiences for us to have this year, making things right. In many weddings that you and I have participated in, the pastor has used the passage from Corinthians talking about love, and that love doesn't keep track, doesn't keep score. I really see that in Jesus. Jesus looked at all of us and he measured us all equally as needing his grace, needing his mercy. And Jesus gave it freely to everybody. His great power, his great presence in humility is that even though he was and is God eternal, while hanging on the cross, he did not count the evil against those around him. What he pled for was forgiveness, because Jesus even wanted them to have the freedom of making things right. This week, as you journey into Scripture, I invite you with me to allow Scripture to speak to our life and heart needs. And then let's take the additional journey with another person this week, someone in your family, someone you work with, maybe even that stranger that you meet this week. We're all about the business this week, I think especially, of knowing how can we, as people of faith, restore rightness, wholeness, and a healthy humility to our world today. God bless you in your holy journey this week.